buongiorno, and welcome to Lisa's Italian Kitchen. Today, I'm making a classic Italian-American favorite, my short rib sauce. I don't know what it is about short ribs with Italian-Americans. It's like rum in our desserts. We're obsessed with short ribs. But you know, they're delicious, they're not terribly expensive, and they're incredibly versatile. So today I'm gonna make my ragu with short ribs that you can put on pasta, polenta, anything you'd like. It's delicious. I'm starting with my large Dutch oven, and I've got about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Look at these gorgeous short ribs. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to generously salt and pepper these short ribs. After I do that, we're going to braise them in the olive oil. Now a little fresh ground black pepper. Short ribs are just wonderful. They're such a flavorful cut of meat, and they're wonderful with tomatoes, wine, to form a rich and decadent ragu, and that's what we're going to make today. So now I'm going to take each of my short ribs. I've got about 5 to 6 pounds of short ribs here. And that's a good amount. You know, when you're making a sauce like this, you might as well make a large quantity because it freezes beautifully. My olive oil is nice and warm. So these are gonna braise beautifully. We're gonna get them nice, sear in the juices. We're gonna get them nice and brown on all sides. And then we're gonna put them in the oven to cook while I make the sauce. The short ribs are beautifully braised on all sides. We'll do this one on that side for a moment. So they're nice and braised. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a clean casserole, of course, to never cross-contaminate. I'm going to put them in a clean casserole, put them in an oven, 375 or 400, and I'm going to let these cook while I prepare the sauce that we're going to return the short ribs to the sauce. Removed my short ribs that were braised in the olive oil. Now to this olive oil, this is going to be the base of our sauce because it has all the delicious pieces in here from the short ribs. So I'm lowering my heat and I'm going to make the base of the sauce to which we will return the short ribs. So to start with, I have here a half a cup of celery, half a cup of onion, half a cup of chopped carrots, and about a quarter of a cup of garlic. We're going to put all these in and get a wonderful vegetable base. So let's saute these in the olive oil, let them cook till they get translucent and brown. Picking up all of those brown pieces from the short rib. Like my Sicilian grandmother used to say, never waste anything. Delizioso. These are all the wonderful flavors that you want to incorporate in and make the base of your sauce, your sugo. So we're making a sugo today of short ribs. Now we'll let this cook for a good 8 to 10 minutes. My vegetables are nicely sauteed. The onions are translucent. So of course I'm taking my wonderful pomodoro, concentrato di pomodoro, my Italian tomato paste, which all of you know I love. And I'm putting about 3 to 4 tablespoons in as the base of this delicious wine and tomato sauce that we're going to make as our ragu with our short ribs. We're going to just stir in the tomato sauce. What I love from the concentrato di tomato of pomodoro, look at that beautiful orange, rich orange color you get from your vegetables with the concentrato di pomodoro or Italian tomato paste. This is the most delicious base for any tomato sauce. I can't tell you how many people that eat at my home say, oh, what is that underlying flavor? It's the tomato paste. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, so to this, what we're going to add is a can of course, San Marzano tomatoes. Now, if you don't want to use the San Marzano tomatoes, of course, you can use a jar of my Lisa Sunday Sauces classic red tomato sauce. This has wonderful spices in it, so it's ready to go. Whichever you prefer. Make your life easier, order my sauces. But I'm going to put in a can of the San Marzanos. This is a large 26-ounce can of the San Marzanos. These are just going to cook down with the short ribs. You can, if you'd like to break them up with your wooden spoon a little bit, I usually start this process, and then with the cooking, they're just going to break down more into nice pieces in the sugo or the ragu. Okay, so now we're going to add about a cup of Chianti, the Chianti of your choice, so long as it's a good quality Chianti, that's all that matters. You could also use another nice full-bodied red wine from Italy. But I love Chianti. I'm partial to Chianti. I love Chianti's made up of 5 grapes, and I just love the combination of the grapes. It gives such a hearty, rich flavor to the wine. Look at this sauce already. We don't even have the short ribs in yet. Look at how delicious that is. Wonderful, rich, deep red, kind of a burgundy color from the wine and the tomato paste, and then the can of tomatoes. So to this, we're going to add 4 cups of beef broth. Now, I think it's very important that your beef broth be very high quality. You can either make it yourself, or I buy the organic beef broth because this is a base of your flavor, and of course you want a really high quality broth to add to your sauce. Okay, so this is going to be the base in which our short ribs are going to cook. And we're gonna let this cook for hours. So now I'm going to return my short ribs to this delicious sauce. Now, while I've been making my sugo, or the base of my sauce, my braised short ribs have been warming in a nice 400-degree oven. Look how beautiful those look. And what we're going to do now is place them back in the sauce and put the Dutch oven in the oven at 375, 400, and we're gonna let these cook a good 3 to 4 hours. When I take them off, the meat from the short ribs is going to just fall off the bones. We'll remove the bones and we'll have a rich, dense, concentrated, delicious short rib tomato sauce to go on our polenta. So here we are. Look at these beautiful short ribs, the way they've cooked through, and this wonderful decadent thick sauce. And what I want to show you is just the way the meat literally falls off the bones. So what I like to do is just take the bones out, the ones that I can find, and then otherwise you can do it on the platter as well. But look at that, that's just a chunk of meat off the bone. That's the short rib. That has fallen off the bone. So I remove some of the bones, and then I have my water boiling. I'm gonna make a little bit of polenta. Now polenta is very, very popular in northern Italy, and polenta basically is cornmeal. Some call it the Italian version of grits. I suppose you could say that. But it's very, very delicious, very creamy, and we usually put a little olive oil on it with a little cheese. I'm not going to put any cheese on it today because of course I'm putting this beautiful sauce on it. And then sometimes up north, you'll find like north of Milan, where they eat a lot of polenta, they'll put butter and Parmesan cheese and herbs, which is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to just take out some of these bones that are in the sauce. And look at that, all these, I have so many short ribs, and then, or you can just take the bones off once you're, you have it on the polenta too. Now I'm serving it this evening with polenta, so what I'm going to do, I'm just making instant polenta. You know, you don't have to get fancy. I have my water boiling. I'm going to make 1 cup of polenta because polenta expands and it really makes a lot. Just turn it off. I'm going to, it's very important to stir the instant or the non-instant. Stir constantly so you don't want any lumps in the polenta. I won't be adding any butter or olive oil because I'm serving such a rich short rib sauce over this polenta. But look how quickly the instant polenta cooks. Delicious. You want to get all the lumps out. Just keep stirring it. It's a lot like making risotto, where we just want to stir, 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 and make sure that all the lumps get out. So delicious. I love polenta. On a cold winter's day, there's nothing like a little bit of polenta with a meat sauce over it like this. My grandmother used to make polenta with Italian sausage and peppers, which is another one of my videos that I've done for you. Okay, so the polenta is done, and I have here a beautiful serving bowl. So I'm just going to put the polenta into the bowl at the bottom, and then I'm going to pour the sauce. I like to flatten it out like a little bit of a polenta bed, if you will. And then we're going to put some of the short ribs on top of it. So then when each person takes their short ribs, they get polenta with it. Of course, you can always do this with pasta, mashed potatoes. Some people like rice. It just depends. But look at this beautiful, look at that solid meat of short ribs right there. Look, all of these are just delicious solid meat. They fall right off the bone. And then what you can do is just cover it with more sauce. Of course, if people want more sauce, they can help themselves. But this is such a hearty, delicious fall, winter dinner. Melts in your mouth. We'll take a ladle and get some of this wonderful sauce and spoon it over. Look at how rich that is. The vegetables, the olive oil, tomato paste, the Italian concentrato di pomodoro. Eccolo. Look how beautiful that is. There you have your polenta with short rib sauce for your Sunday dinner. So, buon appetito, tutti a tavola. Ciao, ciao.